There will be blood. There will be blood. This colour blood. Hello everybody, welcome back to Flash Talks, another edition where I look back on this past Saturday's WWE Bad Blood. Now, what an event that was. Hands down for me, probably the best pay-per-view, premium live event, whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it event because it felt like a happening, as they used to say back in the day. This is a happening here, folks. Wow, what a spectacular it was. Hats off, round of applause to the WWE for putting on a spectacular show. I'm going to go straight into... First of all, it's nice to be back talking wrestling on Flash Talks. It's been too bloody long. I have been watching it. I have watched Raw, SmackDown weekly. Sometimes I fast forward for it because I ain't got the time to watch it all, but I'm watching it. I'm also watching NXT. I'm enjoying it all. It feels like this time of year again, just like last year, the momentum is gaining towards next year's WrestleMania, and it's fantastic. And I've just got to say, wow. I mean, we'll get on to the storylines and everything and the matches of the event, but it's just, for me, it's up here right now. WWE is up here and the ceiling is just there. You can see it. They're heading to crash through it. They're breaking all sorts of records, and us as a viewer are heavily invested in what they're doing week after week, event after event. So well done. Now, people are just going to say I'm brown nosing them, and yeah, we'll brush aside from that. I grew up a wrestling fan. I'm still a wrestling fan, and WWE is just smashing it right now. So as I said, yeah, for me, probably best pay-per-view of the year. WrestleMania came very close, but of course it's quite hard to keep the hype up across 2 nights. It was amazing. I know I didn't do a review on here. What I'm going to be doing in the start of the new year, I'm going to be doing the top 40 greatest WrestleManias of all time. I've already decided that's what I'm going to do. I've been looking back through them all to decide where I'm going to be placing them, and there's only a few months left of the WWE Network before it goes to Netflix, and I've got a feeling we won't get to watch all these old stuff like we have had the luxury of WWE Network for the last 10 years. So I'm trying to cram in every WrestleMania. I'm up to WrestleMania 20, so 20 to go, 2 months of the year left. Good luck, Flash. So, first thing I've got to say is I am loving the hype packages, the video packages for this event and for general week after week. Lots of people moan about overuse of video packages, and yes, it takes away from the actual wrestling or the storyline because you're just recapping. But oh my god, this was pure cinema right from the start, with the Cody Roman bloodline set up and Triple H and Cody meeting in the car park, and oh my god, it was just fantastic. I've said it, and back to when Cody and Roman did the stadium stuff, the empty stadium, that was pure cinema, and that, I think Cody's come out since and said it's probably the direction the industry is heading in, of doing things that sort of way. I can't imagine how much money it's costing them to make things like that, but it is fucking paying off, because I imagine the viewing numbers are really high for this sort of stuff. There's been a lot of talk amongst fans for week after week. PG era, is it dead? Is it buried? Is it gone? I think it's been gone for some time. I think we're actually in the reality era, or whatever you want to call this era, of storylines are more relatable than they ever have been. Even back to the Attitude Era, everyone knows the Attitude Era was the greatest time for a wrestling fan. but were some of the storylines just ridiculous? Did they make any sense? So right now, storyline wise, it is right up there, and I'm loving it. I love being a wrestling fan. Such a great time. And if you were wondering if the PG era was still a thing, the opening match of this event told you, nah, not happening, folks. This was bloody. This was gore, and I loved it. As I say, I fell asleep on the night. I caught it. I tuned in just as it was coming towards the end of the match, so I saw a bit of it, and then instantly I thought, I've got to see the whole thing. I watched it again. I've then watched it since. I think it is just, this for me was the match of the year. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre had the ultimate blow-off ending to a feud. This is how it should be done. This is what Hell in a Cell was made for. I just loved it. The fact it was all, this whole storyline eventually revolved around Punk's bracelet, hand bracelet. Is that what you call it? Yeah, bracelet. Yeah, hand bracelet, and it's something so stupid. I've said this to people. I've spoke about wrestling out in public with people. It was something so stupid, but it was so fucking brilliant. And the two of these guys, pats on the back, absolutely stunning stuff. And this was a phenomenal way to end the feud. The only criticism I can have really maybe over reliance on weapons. The toolbox obviously was the thing that cut McIntyre's head open, and yeah, I see many ex-wrestlers talk about how a cage match and a cell match that should be more revolving around the cage, or the structure is the weapon, and I agree. When you think back to Undertaker cell matches, yes, they have had steel chairs and things like that, but that structure should be weaponizing in itself. And I'm really going away from the criticism. That's just a slight criticism. I'm really pleased it didn't go out of the cell. It didn't need to go to the top and have a big bump. They left everything in that ring around that structure absolutely fantastic, and I can't give these guys enough credit. Thank you for just giving it to us. I mean, there was so much talk going into the event. Why is it not the main event? This event is named Bad Blood. It's the original Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's back. Why is it not the main event? Well, we know why it wasn't the main event, because of what was to come. And they always say in the business, if you're not on last, you want to be on first. You want to leave that impression to everyone else. Because if you're in the middle of the card, you can get lost in the shuffle. These guys stole the night. Thank you so much, Punk. Thank you so much to Mr. McIntyre. I'm so excited to see what the path leads for both of these guys. It looks like we're going to get Punk and Seth somewhere down the line, maybe soon, maybe run up, maybe we find out Mania. Mania makes the most sense for those two. But this Punk Drew feud coming to an end after the whole year this has been building up, it's been absolutely brilliant. The way they've told the story, and Punk costing Drew in his title opportunities, and Drew getting personal over Punk's family. It was money. It was just money. Money. Loved it. Absolutely fucking loved it. So how do you follow that? You can't. And when I saw it got leaked the day before, I think it was, the scheduled match card order, I really felt sorry for Bayley and Nia Jax. How do you follow something like that? Even before it's even happened, you just know it was going to be epic. To then go on after a cell match, crowd level will probably drop. how do you follow it? And they really did struggle, the ladies, and I could do another episode on this, but I do feel like WWE, AEW, wrestling industry in general, women are not being pushed the way they were, and it's a shame because there's some real talent out there, and they deserve to be main eventers. They deserve match of the night quality stuff, and it's just not happening at the moment. Hopefully it does return. Hopefully we get there. I'm just going to have some blood drink. Vimto, by the way, it's not actual blood. I'm not on some extreme diet. Drink your own blood and you'll lose 65 pounds. Punk and Drew certainly drank their own blood. So the match fell flat. Of course it did. They did the best they could. But the story really is Tiffany Stratton. She's becoming like Nia's pet, if you like, wandering around, and she's got her Money in the Bank contract. How long are they going to drag this thing? She came out to cash in as both women were down, and then of course Nia sat up like the Undertaker, which really was quite amusing. And then it all fell flat from there, and of course Nia went on to retain her title. Could it have legs on it? Could it be like the Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss storyline from WrestleMania 34? 34, I think it was. That was epic. I mean, again, was a time when women's wrestling was on fire, and they really did fantastic stuff, those two. Could this thing run to WrestleMania, where we get the ultimate ending of Nia loses the belt to Tiffany, or does it go a different direction? Tiffany cashes in on Raw's champion or NXT champion. You don't know which direction it's going to go in, but it's something I can get invested in. I'm not Nia Jax's biggest fan, but it kind of makes sense to have her as champion. She's a big dominant force, and eventually I think maybe we get Tiffany Stratton as the ultimate babyface champion. Could be. That could be the direction we're heading. We'll have to stay tuned and find out. This is where I say things could be on fire. You just don't know where storylines are going to go. Next up we had Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Another reason why this show is called Bad Blood, because there's so much hatred and feuds leading into this thing. Obviously, Balor betrayed Priest, and the Judgment Day back at SummerSlam. This led to their match at Bad Blood. Very good, very solid match, and it looked like at times Priest was really fucking beating the shit out of Balor. And Priest went away the victor. It was a good, solid match, and you just know there's more to come. There could be a gimmick match, a bit like the Cell we've had tonight. We're heading towards Survivor Series War Games. They're a potential Judgment Day versus Rhea and Priest. I don't know if they would doing it mixed. I was going to call it Cell match. It's very much like a Cell, isn't it? War Games match, double cage, double ring. I don't know if they would go down that route, but it would be pretty fun. Another note I made here, as you know, Flash Talks, Pen Talks. I'm loving the amount of references. You would never have had this under Vince McMahon. To wrestling there is. Michael Cole and Corey Graves throughout this program mentioned wrestling so many times, professional wrestling, and it's just it's great to hear. Because why is it a dirty word? Why? Because that's what it is. Sports entertainment, if you want to call it that. There is an element of sport to it, of course. There is the athleticism, there is the entertainment part You can understand why Vince wanted to call it that, but why is wrestling a dirty word? It's wrestling. Your biggest event is WrestleMania. So, anyway, really pleased with that. Then, of course, we had the other side of... Oh, actually, first I'm going to get into the legends in attendance. They kept showing the legends that were there at ringside, which was quite fun. Triple H came out with this huge announcement, which we were all like, oh, fuck, this is going to make this pay-per-view so epic. It did actually let us down a bit with knowing the WWE champion is going to face the World Heavyweight Champion, but it's not going to be title for title, but the winner walks away with a crown jewel belt. Oh, great. That's just a Saudi thing. But no doubt it will be a good match. And that's for the men's and the women's side of things. So, but more importantly, with these legends popping up and Triple H's announcement, we got the what's the right word I can use for it? The beef between World Heavyweight Champion Gunther and WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. Gunther was winding Goldberg up. Goldberg comes out and these two clash. Then Sami Zayn gets involved. I was dead certain that Sami Zayn would win the world title thanks to Goldberg setting up Goldberg Gunther at Crown Jewel. But I don't know if we're heading that way. They're not just going to stop this whole Goldberg thing. That will come about more. I haven't actually seen Raw from last night yet. 2 nights ago, or Wednesday. So, yeah, that's teasing something, and love it. It's another reason why I say this is such a great pay-per-view. There was just so much excitement, so many great matches, and just so much storytelling at its best. The only thing it missed was a title change. Yeah, so Rhea and Liv for the world title match. Although the match wasn't amazing, it revolved around Dirty Dom in the shark cage and him falling from the shark cage to Rhea then whipping him. And then we got the return of Raquel Rodriguez, Gonzalez. What's she called now? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, she beat the shit out of Rhea, and then of course Liv retained. So we've obviously got a new member of the Judgment Day. So let's see where this thing goes. But I love the storyline. Match was okay. And Rhea, for me, is a fucking star. Mummy. We spoke about Mummy on here before. On to the main event. Firstly, I've got to say, Cody Rhodes, what an epic entrance that was in his hometown. The whole band out round ringside, up the entranceway, fantastic. And then we had Roman come out. Just as epic, just by himself. The match against the Bloodline in Solo and God damn it, I always forget his name. The Wolf. If this was live, I would be saying let me know in the comments, but I can't fucking remember. The Wolf. No, it will come to me. But epic main event, great storytelling. It was as expected. With a Roman Reigns match, a lot of the time it's just soaking up the crowd, as the megastars do. Cena did it, Hogan definitely did it, he was the king of it. Rock, Austin, you just soak up the crowd. They get so infected in it, and then you just go for it, and I loved it. And again, just when it looked like the Bloodline were going to win it, we get a return. Jimmy Uso comes back, attacks them at ringside, and there we go. Roman gets the win. Roman and Cody stare off afterwards. Jimmy and Roman are walking away. Cody's then getting the beat down afterwards. Jimmy looks at Roman. Shall we do it? Shall we go and help him? Roman nods the acknowledgement. Let's go. We go and fuck him up. Go and fuck them up. And then, of course, we get the stare off again between Roman and Cody, and we think that's where we're going to go off the air. And then, if you smell, Rocky comes back, and that pop was fucking ginormous. Not many people spoke about it, but it was huge. The noise and just the look, the eyebrow. I can't do it. But we could be here a long time, folks. The eyebrow. The eyebrow from Rock. Wow. What a show. And what a way to end it with that cliffhanger. I'm sure we're going to get some answers on Friday. And then, of course, after the show, I didn't even know it. I saw something on social media before I actually watched that match. KO attacks Cody in the parking lot. And I thought, And I waited during the match. I thought, is this going to spill to the back and then it's going to happen there? And of course, it didn't happen. No, this all happened after the show. What the hell's this about? We need to know more. I'm sure we're going to find out on SmackDown. Just when people think, is SmackDown going to become dull because Raw's exciting week after week again? Nope. Storyline is just going to get better and better. And hats off to it. I am really excited for the next 6 months leading to WrestleMania. Bring it on, folks. What did you all think? Let me know in the comments below. Please like the video. Please hit subscribe if you haven't done already. And I'll try and get some more wrestling videos done. I've had so much focus on Manchester United of recent, and of my other interests as well. I want to get more stuff out on the channel, so please let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed Bad Blood just as much as I did, and if you didn't, let me know. Why didn't you like it? I'd love to know. Thanks all, and share the video if you can as well. Let's spread the word on Flash Talks being in the town.